Good evening. My name is Leo Florendo. I am the program coordinator for Freestyle Academy and also the digital media teacher at Freestyle Academy. This video is for the back to school night for both Los Altos and Mountain View, spanning periods 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it's a longer video because we're combining all of the presentations for all the classes into one video. So what are we going to be showing you in this video? Little overview of what freestyle is about, and really the main part of this video is all about showing you student productions from all the classes so that you can see what your student will be doing and creating. We'll show you some logistics and a little bit about who we are as a community, and then we'll talk about some special events that are happening. First of all, who are we, the Freestyle staff? Our principal is Bill Pierce. He is the principal also of Alta Vista High School, but he's also our principal. Mr. Greco, the Gecko, has been our English teacher since 2011. He replaced Gordon Jack, who's the former English teacher, but Gordon Jack is now the librarian at Los Altos High School. Mr. Greco is actually an alumni of Los Altos High School. He was actually one of my students when I taught at Los Altos High School. Miss Parkinson, Leslie Parkinson, is a design teacher since 2010. Mr. Taylor, dun, 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 is our film teacher since 2014. Mr. Cho is our newest member since January 2020. He's our new animation teacher. He comes to us from the college level. And that's me. I've been with Freestyle since the very, very beginning when we started back in 2006. And Joey is our janitor. Cool dude, keeps us nice and clean. And then Ms. Katz, Harriet Katz, is our college career counselor. She will be doing a lot of special events with you and your students to help get through the college application process. Invaluable information. If you go to freestyleacademy.rocks/faculty, you can read more about us and see us without our costumes on. Lots of details about each person here. So why does freestyle even exist? Well, back in 2005, the superintendent of the district at the time had a survey of community members, business people, parents, and asked, so what do you want students to be able to do when they get out of high school? And one of the biggest answers was we need them to be able to communicate well. So we took that information, communication, that's a big one. Then in 2005, he looked around and he saw in the Silicon Valley, there was no tech school in the Silicon Valley. He also knew that some students got up in the morning and said, I hate school. I don't want to go to school. So that was a problem. He knew that the district did really well for AP students, provided a lot of opportunities there, provided a lot of opportunities for the low-end students. So what about the middle students? So he wanted to provide a more non-traditional path for success for lots of different kinds of students. And so given all this information, he put forth this idea of a school that would put together art, music, media, technology, and leverage the fact that the students are involved with technology and they want to learn technology. So put together this school, and he came up with this concept of freestyle based on communication. And that's when freestyle started. We put it together, a small staff of 4 or 5 of us. And so what kind of ways can students communicate? And we decided at the time, film would be one, visual design, web stuff, music, because people are into music. And then we added animation later on. And of course, the core of it would be, writing well, English. So that's why freestyle came about. And what we wanted to do was to create a school where kids would be passionate about what they're doing, because let's face it, if you're successful at something, you're probably pretty passionate about it. So we wanted kids to find their passion, love what they do, and do what they love, and then they can be successful. Ultimately, that's the goal of education, right? To get kids to be successful. So that's why freestyle exists. Every student at Freestyle takes 3 classes. English is a required class, digital media is a required class, and a the third class they take is an elective animation design or film. So that takes 3 periods out of their day, either in AM periods 2, 3, and 4, or PM periods 5, 6, and 7. They are divided into classes. The maximum sizes are 20 or 14. And it's a hard limit because we can only fit so many people within a particular classroom. And so this is kind of like the maximum we can fit within our classrooms. So the best way to really understand what freestyle does is to see freestyle productions from students.
Good evening, Freestyle families. I'm Mr. Greco. I've really enjoyed being back on campus and working with our kids, getting to know them, seeing them exercise their creativity. There have been a lot of really positive moments over the last couple weeks. Welcome to our English class. Here's a bit about me. And here are a couple pictures of students working in small groups this week. Here's a pre-COVID picture of students managing a writer's room exercise. Here they're working together to build ideas for their narrative projects. So some of what makes Freestyle English unique is that we are a creative, collaborative community. That's what really defines freestyle. The work they do in English flows into their media courses. So ideas, sometimes direct content, comes from our class and will be translated into digital media work and then media elective work. So we really mix it up. Students become really well-rounded here as writers, readers, presenters, listeners through a variety of English project outcomes and daily work. So here's just a few of the English project outcomes. Juniors currently are working on poetry. Seniors are actually writing their college essays right now in English class. We write a variety of essays in English. And the works that we study often are models or inspirations for the kind of writing we do, or presentations we make, or performances we script. So here are a few titles and authors. If you'd like more details about the course, there's lots of information posted in our course syllabus. You can find that by going to Canvas. Our homepage is here, and you can see the link. You can also follow this bit.ly link. That's the junior English syllabus. If you're looking for the senior English syllabus, you can find it on the Canvas homepage here, or you can follow this bit.ly link here. If you'd like to contact me, this is the best way. It's jason.greco@freestyleacademy.rocks. You can also contact me via my MVLA email account, jason.greco@mvla.net, but this is a better email to reach me directly. And I'm really looking forward to meeting you in person at some point this year. Happy back to school night.
Hello, it's my pleasure to introduce Freestyle animation classes. My name is Hami Cho, 3D general artist and animator. I'm teaching animation classes at Freestyle. Junior students will learn animation principles like drawings of actions and gesture poses, hand-drawn animations such as joy chop, pen-catch-the-scope, flip books, stop motion animation with puppets, digital animation with Adobe Photoshop, After Effects, walk-in cycle animation, pose-to-pose animation, and lip-sync animation, and animation production pipelines such as narrative story animation and animated documentary. Animation 2 is for senior students, mostly designed in 3D character animation with industry standard applications like Autodesk Maya, ZBrush, Substance Painter, and more. Students will learn motion graphics, 3D geometry modeling, texturing, lighting, rendering techniques, 3D printing, 3D character environment design, character animation using keyframes and motion capture animation, scripting and storytelling for 3D short animations. Now I'm going to happily introduce amazing student works from last year in freestyle animation classes. Please sit back and enjoy watching wonderful animations. Thank you so much and have a great evening.
Hello, parents. My name is Leslie Parkinson, and welcome to Back to School Night 2021 for Freestyle Academy at the Mountain View Los Altos High School District. I am Leslie Parkinson, and I am the design teacher. I teach Design 1 and Design 2 for juniors and seniors. And I would like to give you a little introduction into what we do. First of all, they learn the elements of art, the principles of design, color theory, a little bit of art history, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, digital photography, typography, all kinds of stuff. We are very, very busy. They learn a lot. Sometimes they can get overwhelmed, but mostly they love it. I wanted to give you an idea about what juniors do. to start with, and then I'll go into what seniors do. I'm also going to show you some examples of some work. So our very first project that the juniors do is called the conceptual project. And this is what it looks like. It is based on a conceptual, in this particular case, I am exploring the feeling of enthusiasm when taking risk concept that they get from English. They are not allowed to literally interpret it. It must be metaphorical. You can see that this obviously had to do with COVID because this is why we have got a mask right here. You can read about this if you go to our galleries because we have the students write artist statements so that you can understand what it is that you're looking at. The next junior project is their narrative project. And this is based on a narrative story they write in English, as everything that we do is pretty much based on English. And they have to take the characteristics of a person from their story, figure out what animals, sea creatures, insects, birds best represent that character, and then create a morphed one and put it into a background where they learn linear perspective drawing that best represents a particular scene in the story. You can read about that in their artist statement as well. This they learn Illustrator, which is quite a challenging program to learn, but they love it once they get started on it. The third huge project that they do, whoops, I didn't go back to page 1, excuse me, is their documentary project. This year, we will be actually creating books as we have done in the past. We were prevented by that in the last 2 years. So last year they made magazine articles. They did use the new program InDesign, well, new to them. And they also used Illustrator and Photoshop to create this particular magazine. So the hidden art of Chinese calligraphy, you can see she did a just wonderful job on this. InDesign is a layout program. And then they had to use Illustrator to create, for example, some of these, and then of course their own photographs. QR code in order to read a little bit about the student. And now we're going to go into seniors. Seniors' first project is a PSA or public service announcement based on their personal essay from English. They have to get the gist of what it is that they're trying to say. They really have to narrow it down from their personal essay and realize, wait a minute, this is for the comfort zone in her case. It's about me leaving the comfort zone. And so her essay was about that. Again, you can read about this in our galleries on their website. They use any of the 3 programs that they've already learned, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. It can be 1, 2, or 3 of those to create this project. The next senior project is the movie poster. This one is based on a little story of their own that they create. And then they actually have to format it in exactly the same size as actual movie posters with the correct ratio. They have to use what are called a credit block. They have to get and use the logos that are used in the bottom of movie posters and advertisements. Again, this is laid out in InDesign, but they use Photoshop and or Illustrator in order to create this. And of course, write a artist statement about it. The last thing that they do is they create, well, second to the last thing, excuse me, they have to understand how advertising works, advertising and marketing. So the first thing they do is make a mood board about it so that they understand, where am I going with this? What are my color schemes? What am I trying to say? So she's making a coffee label. She is using pathos as her advertising method, and then weasel words. These are things that they learn and that you can read about down here if you wanted to. The next thing they do is create a logo from it. So Grind Time was the name of her particular product. Obviously, it's about coffee. She did a stellar job on this, using this as the letter I. It's a substitute, very cute. And then they put them virtually on different products. So the shirt, the coffee mug, obviously coffee cups, and in this case, a bag. It's a really cute project. Their seniors' final project is called the Zenith Project, and that is where they design their own project. Think of it more like a senior project for freestyle. It's very unique. They get to pursue something, a passion of theirs that they have always wanted to do, and we give them lots of time and we help them a lot, but basically they lead the way on this. So it's a great project to get them ready for college as well. So that pretty much winds up what we do in design. If you have any questions or you would like further information on what we do, feel free to email me at leslie.parkinson@mvla.net and I'll answer any questions that you might have. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming tonight. We're really just thrilled to have your student with us, and we hope that they're thrilled to be at Freestyle. We're pretty sure they are. Thank you. Good night.
What is digital media all about? Digital media is a class that presents lots of different kinds of media techniques, concepts, and different kinds of productions, so that if somebody comes to a student, a freestyle student, and says, hey, can you make a video for me? They can say, yes, I can. Can you make a audio mix for me? Yes, I can. Can you make some photography or graphic illustrations for me? Yes, I can. Can you design a book for me? They can say, yes, I can. Can you do a WordPress website for me? Can you make a website for me? Yes. They can be basically unstoppable. So they're going to learn lots and lots of different kinds of things in digital media. For example, they learn how to make WordPress websites like this, where the whole world is their audience for all of their projects for the next 2 years, junior and senior year. That includes doing a photo blog, weekly photo blog, using their DSLR camera. They learn how to create videos, simple things like poetry. We make it into a video, simple haiku video. Of course, we throw in your graphics that they do from all the different classes, their photography, things like that. And they also deal with music. So in this case, here's a song where I asked them to create a parody. So I teach them music editing.
I thought you'd always stream on Twitch. Ninja. Oh.
Anyway, it goes on. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun with that one. And they learn how to do illustrations. So here's an example of a T-shirt. So you design it on a computer, but let's get it out of a computer and put it on something physical, like a T-shirt. They can create patches. So here's an example of a patch that was created and designed. So we sewed that on our sewing machine. Here's an example of a sticker. Somebody designed a Baby Yoda sticker. Here is an example of a candle shade. So a Shrek candle shade that they produced. Students also learn how to create print production, like this magazine article. So here's a magazine article. They learn how to do their own photography, graphic layout, text layouts. So this is all their work. So graphic print productions. Experimental music. Again, I teach them how to use Pro Tools and Reason, and I ask them, okay, let's go make some experimental music. So here's one. Or like this. So music is a big part. Graphic, how can you present an information graphically? So they learn how to do that. A big part of the senior productions is creating mandalas. So here's an example of a mandala. So they learn how to create something like this, and then it gets printed on physical objects. So here it is a bamboo board. It's actually laser engraved on there. Here is one that's on a silver plastic, right? Here's one that's on a light, LED light, clear LED, all lit up. And here's one on thin wood. So lots of different kinds of medium that we can put the mandala on. Here's one on bark, a slice of wood bark. Students also learn how to do coding, HTML coding, CSS, and even some JavaScript. So there's a WordPress. Here's a site that was created using JavaScript. A little bit of simple things where does some animation, fades out, and then goes eventually to their WordPress website. Here's an example of a music production in Pro Tools. Live vocals, plugins, using drums, effects, EQs, reverbs, lots of different kinds of things. Multi-tracks, mixing, editing. Students learn how to do this. Seniors get to make multi-layered art like this. Light boxes, different layers of art, laser cut, even wood like this. And they get to take it home. Look at that. This is pretty cool, I think. Through digital media, our goal is to have every student be essentially unstoppable. Do it all. And do it with passion.
Hi, my name is Matt Taylor. I am the film production teacher here at Freestyle Academy. I'm super excited about this year. It's been really great to see the students back into the classroom and see their excitement and their enthusiasm for all things filmmaking. We have a really exciting year planned, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the work and the projects and the creativity that these students bring with them for this school year. All of our electives here at Freestyle Academy actually fall under the umbrella of CTE courses. That stands for Career Technical Education. That means that it's really my job to help prepare the student as if they were entering a career in the film industry. So that means I structure my classroom a lot as if they were on the job. This means that while we will be doing some analysis of films, primarily this is a film production course. We're going to learn by doing. We're going to get on our feet, we're going to get our hands on the equipment, and we are going to make things. We're going to make movies. We are really fortunate here at Freestyle Academy to have a lot of resources. We have a lot of toys in the classroom and a lot of fun things, a lot of professional equipment for your students to create with. To make that movie that they've always dreamed of making. And because this is a career technical education class, that means they're going to go through every phase of film production, from very beginning stages of pre-production all the way through production and post-production. They're going to learn every job and every niche that there is of the film industry. But it also means they're going to be exercising a lot of different skills. One of the big parts about film production is just learning how to stay on top of a schedule, how to be responsible, how to work with and manage a team. They're going to learn how to take initiative, responsibility, accountability, getting stuff done. And they're going to learn how to meet deadlines. And if your student was anything like I was when I was in high school, these are things that most teenagers could really benefit from practicing. And these are all skills that your student's going to be practicing all year long. By the time they're done with this course over the next couple of years, they're going to have a lot of opportunity to practice those skills. And those skills they're going to be able to take with them no matter what they do after high school, whether that's going into the film industry or any other career or further education. So how do we do all this? Well, we do all this through the creation of projects. Every student has a right to create a project that is important and meaningful to them. I don't tell the students what to create. I give them some parameters and I teach them new things about filmmaking, about the process, and about how to produce these projects. But ultimately, the content and the creativity is all up to them. We're going to work together to help develop those ideas and to foster that creativity and turn them into something that's pretty spectacular. I am often really impressed by the quality of work that these students bring into the classroom every year. And these projects include all different aspects of the filmmaking industry. Writing, screenplays, storyboarding, a variety of films, experimental films, narrative films, dialogue, special effects, sound, editing, directing, acting, all aspects of the film industry. Basically, we make movies all day. It's a really fun place to be a student and a really fun place to be a teacher. One of the unique aspects of film class is that it's extremely collaborative. Film is perhaps the most collaborative of all of the art forms, and your student is going to be working constantly with other students in and out of the classroom. It's really impossible to make a movie all by yourself. It takes a lot of people and a lot of hands. So your student is going to be involved with a lot of group work and projects and collaborative opportunities to share ideas and work closely with each other. There's no day-to-day homework in this class. They're going to be busy enough working on the projects that they care about. Your student is going to work really, really hard. They're going to be busy. And because these projects are important and meaningful to them, these students get really passionate about the work that they're creating. So how can you help your students succeed in a class like film production at Freestyle Academy? Well, for starters, just take an interest. You know, your student is doing some really cool stuff here. You have an opportunity to connect with your student about something that's hopefully really important and meaningful to them. You can support your student by helping them with their schedule, by providing rides if necessary, by reaching out to friends if they need actors. We've even had a number of parents who have involved themselves as crew members for student films. Filmmaking can sometimes be a daunting task, but also really, really rewarding. There's nothing quite like finishing that big project that you've been working on for so long and having an opportunity to share it with the world. So anything that you can do to help encourage and support your student as they strive to achieve their creative visions can really go a long way into supporting them and helping them to succeed. Finally, on a personal note, I just want you to know how excited I am to have your students back into the classroom. I really believe that there's no substitute for experience. And having the students here in the classroom where they can get their hands on the keyboards and on the cameras and here in person where they have an opportunity to collaborate with others will really give them an opportunity to get excited and create the kind of work that they want to create and have all those rich learning experiences that they really can't have otherwise. It's been so great to see how excited they've been to be here in the classroom and to have an opportunity to have these experiences and to learn in person. This is where they belong, and I'm really excited to see what this school year holds for them. Thanks for your time this evening. Again, my name is Matt Taylor. If you have any further questions for me, you can feel free to email me at matt.taylor@freestyleacademy.rocks. Let's get this school year started. Let's make some movies.
So digital media, one of the required courses, is a very wide, broad look at lots of different kinds of media techniques. Animation, design, and film is a very deep study of the concepts within that medium. English is what puts it all together. So we want students to produce things that are really worthy of watching and listening to, and those concepts, what is good, what is not good, good story arc, exchanging ideas. What is a worthy idea? That is all developed and brainstormed and nurtured in English. So in my opinion, English is the most important course at Freestyle because all of our projects are all integrated together, and it starts from really good thinking and putting all the energy in the beginning of your production, and then the media takes over, and then basically your passion takes over, and it'll come alive with all of your skills. But without the initial thinking part, it's just gonna fall flat. Ultimately, what we want for Freestyle students is we want them to stop being consumers and start being producers. Attendance is just like at Los Altos or Mountain View. I do want to say that if you're going to excuse an absence, you simply have to call Los Altos or Mountain View attendance. You do not have to contact Freestyle about it because our attendance is done through Aries, just like Los Altos and Mountain View. Meetings at Freestyle are different. It's not exact. You don't exactly follow the period schedule because essentially one teacher can't be in two places at once. We teach both juniors and seniors, and so we can't do it simultaneously. So we created this schedule. It works. Let students follow the schedule, and they know what to do at this point in time. Everybody is also enrolled in Period 8. Period 8 is simply a way for us to take attendance accurately because we can't do it accurately for many reasons. So Period 8, we can use it for attendance. There's no meeting time for it. There's no assignments for it. It's simply a way for us to take attendance. So don't be surprised if you see that on the schedule. Now, there is an opportunity to get more credits through digital media. We have a program called the Freestyle Foothill College Program. Essentially, students can get college credit for the work that they do at Freestyle. All right. So they can participate in In 2 years, they can participate in 10 Foothill College courses through Freestyle over 2 years. What that does is that it ends up being 20 MVLA credits that they earn. They can also earn up to 50 GPA points over 2 years. And the beauty of it is that they don't actually have to go to Foothill. They just do the work in my class, digital media, to get all of this credit. And so essentially digital media becomes an honors course. And all I have to do is just do the work. And I'll provide more information later on to students and to you, more details about this. But there is a program that we have for this. Every year we ask for a single contribution for beyond the classroom items. Things like rental fees for the Computer History Museum for our exhibition, field trip costs, guest speakers, consultants, and lots of exhibition costs for materials and things. So every year we ask for a voluntary $100 or more if you wish, and in this no contact environment we're in, if you could just PayPal to pay@freestyleacademy.rocks, and if you pay it as a friend, pay to a friend to avoid any PayPal fees, that would really be great. It just helps us out. Again, this is a voluntary contribution to Freestyle. If you need to request a parent-teacher conference, here are the URLs to do so. At Freestyle, we tend to have group conferences, 3 teachers all together with a parent and student. Here's various contact information that students are aware of and you should be aware of too. Email is the best way to get a hold of us. These are the current numbers we have at Freestyle, and it's very typical. The only really difference that is jumping out at me right now is that the junior class is a little bit small compared to other years. But generally, these are numbers relative to each other are about the same as other years. Here are some special events you should be aware of. Open house on the campus ourselves, and a final exhibition at the Computer History Museum in the evening. Knock on wood. Sometimes, when it's safe, we'll have monthly movie nights. Students can come to Freestyle and have movies. Hopefully we'll have a trip to the SF MoMA, and sometimes students, they organize their own prom, and then we'll have a tie-dye party in sometime in the spring. The class of 2021 graduation and barbecue, and hopefully it'll be somewhere on our campus. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know it when you find it. This is so true with Freestyle. So our challenge to our students is simply this. Are you ready to discover what you love and discover your passion? Are you ready to do what you love? And are you ready to love what you do? Because that's what we do at Freestyle. Successful people are usually passionate people, and so we want our students to be passionate about something, and then they can go on and be successful with that. Thank you very much.